it, and you eliminate, for the most part, you eliminate all transcriptionists. Now you got a few radiologists that refuse to do that, so there is some still there, but for the most part, it's gone.
Oh, okay. I thought we'd have that kind of situation. I was wondering how you would have moved them all across. So I'd like to focus just on the radiologists who you had moved across to PowerScribe. Was that move as a result of your kind of policy decision to do all transcription using voice recognition, or was that decision made separately?
Made separately. And in fact, each facility makes that decision, partly because the way we've done this now, that we moved all transcription, including radiology, to Scription, and we've got now a fixed price per month that's kind of locked in for a period of time. So now to buy PowerScribe is actually some incremental costs. So it's really sold around turnaround time and quality and making physicians happy, referring physicians in particular. That's really the payback. There is no financial payback right now the way our nuance contract is structured. So each facility decides whether they need PowerScribe and want to do it, and obviously part of that is will the radiologist use it or not.
Yeah, and what sort of volumes are we talking about here? I mean, how many FTE of radiologists or how many radiology reports are being transcribed in each facility?
I don't know that totally off the top of my head. I do know, our hospitals are typically doing somewhere between 40,000 exams, and the biggest one's probably doing 120,000 radiology exams a year. So that gives you a ballpark on that. I will say there are a couple of our community hospitals that have completely outsourced radiology and have just gone with VRAD or somebody like that and said, look, I can't get radiologists in-house, just ship it all off and then they do it. And in most cases, they're using PowerScribe as well.
Yeah. Okay. So the decision then, this decision on to adopt voice recognition for radiology, each hospital makes it on its own. It's got a sizable number of exams that it could potentially move over. What was the old model, just to confirm? I assume you would have had some transcriptionists. Would they have been on-site or outsourced or kind of working from home?
Mixed bag. It depended on the facility. Some people had outsourced transcriptionists. I would say a lot of them had employed transcriptionists, either working in the facility or working in the local community from home.
Yeah. Okay. So this move would mean that most of those transcriptionists are no longer needed, or you'd find something else for them to do.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So then talk me through the decision. Like, step me through what's the logic to taking your existing radiologists and saying, we're not going to use typists anymore. We're going to give you this new technology. It's called PowerScribe. Maybe some of them have used it in the past, or maybe they haven't kind of seen it. But what's the kind of rationale for upending their world, taking away the typists, and giving them this new technology?
Yeah. So obviously going to outsource transcriptions as the first step kind of broke down the sort of, hey, I like Mary Beth, who always types for me, because now it's a pool. So that was kind of the first step. In the last two cases with PowerScribe, the radiologist actually came to us and told the local hospital, I want to do this. And the rationale behind it, now granted the last two have been radiology groups when the radiologists are relatively young, but they wanted faster turnaround time. They were feeling the pressure in the community to get, especially in the outpatient radiology, to get their report back to referring physicians faster. So that was really the driver, was them saying, in order for us to compete, because we're an independent group, the more if we lose volume at the hospital, we make less too. We want to be better and have faster turnaround time so that we can be more responsive. So they were, in some degree, they were responding to competitive pressures in the local marketplace by imaging centers and other folks that were taking volume from it. Okay,
so what you were hearing is that a patient would come in, or a referrer would make a request. You'd kind of do the scan, get the images, radiologist would report, and then it would take, I don't know, several hours, a day maybe, to get the report back to that referrer.
Correct. Sometimes longer, depends on what it was. So this was a way eliminate